What's up, everybody? You're locked in with UnaPODagetically HIM podcast starring Anthony McLeon. Today, I want to welcome my guest, Jennifer V., business owner and aesthetics instructor. Today, we're discussing parent alienation. How you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Mhm.
I'm thankful for you being a guest on my
Mhm.
show.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
So am I. You ready? You ready to get right to it?
Let's get into it.
Okay. Well, if a father, despite past challenges, genuinely desires to be an active and responsible parent, how do you believe a mother should approach co-parenting to foster that connection?
That's a great question. And I truly feel like the parents that have to deal with parental alienation from another parent want that. I feel like deep down inside, they want that other parent to be ready to play a vital role. So I feel like it's positive. I feel like it should be welcomed with open arms within a controlled environment. Meaning that parent has to feel it out.
Right,
They too have to establish some type of neutral ground between themselves and the other parent, and slowly but surely introduce the child that's been lacking the presence of the other parent into the situation. So I feel like it should be handled accordingly and willingly.
Well, who you think make them that difficult? Because I agree with everything you said, but it tends to be the men are okay with everything you just stated. A majority of men are okay
Mhm.
with. I feel as though a lot of
Well,
women,
mhm.
majority, aren't okay with that or aren't going to do that without complicating things.
Well, I can only speak from lived experiences
Right,
and the things that I have seen directly around me,
right,
and that's not my reality. That's not what I have seen. And I'm gonna say this, and this isn't set in stone by any means, but a healthy mind is important.
right,
May that be a healthy mind between the man, may that be a healthy mind between the woman.
right.
Okay? That's vital for one parent, whoever that may it be the man that's alienated the child or the woman, because that
Yes.
happens. Alienating the child. My father raised me. So that happens.
Okay.
So a healthy mind has to play a vital role in, the welcoming of the absentee parent, no matter who did it. So I can't say, oh, he did it or she did it. I have to play devil's advocate. I can't put blame on a man or a woman who alienates the most, because I've seen it from both hands.
So you was raised by your father?
Yeah, my mom and dad were married
Right.
for a very long time. They ended up getting divorced when I was 16, and my father finished raising me.
Oh, wow. Till what age?
Till now. He's there. My mom's there too.
Right.
So, but yeah, my father finished raising myself and my three sisters, all girls.
So all y'all lived with him and the mom was
Yeah,
gone? Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, so basically you know
I
the
do.
role of the importance of a father.
I do. And it's very important. It's vital for girls and
Right.
boys, boy and girl children. It's vital as an adult. People sleep on that, but it's vital.
Right.
Both parents in a healthy mindset, having a healthy relationship with their children is important.
I totally agree.
Yep.
How do they prevent any form of alienation while still ensuring the child's well-being?
How did it prevent? Can you read that again?
Like,
Read that one more time for me.
how do they prevent any form of alienation while still ensuring the child's well-being?
Okay, I got you. So I feel like alienation prevention is going to be on the adult. It's not the child.
Right.
Okay. So the parent that has, full custody of the child has to go into, having a relationship with the parent that alienated with, open heart, open eyes, open mind. The parent that put himself or herself out, away from that child, has to acknowledge what was done and come in the same way, open eyes, open heart, open mind, with the thought of, okay, this is my child. It's not about this woman. Everything is about that child. Whatever mishaps or misunderstandings or feelings I have towards the other party, I can be cordial for my kid. because that's what it's about, and cutting off any further damage. To do that, I feel like it's going to take grown people to be grown people,
Right.
adults to be adults,
Exactly.
to set aside all this foolishness, because that's what it is basically.
I
Who
agree.
cares
I
about
agree.
what the other parent, if the other parent has a man, or the father has a new
Right.
wife? Okay,
And vice versa, because some
I want to
guys
be
act.
friends with
Yeah,
her.
right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's all be cordial for these kids, because that's what is important. That's what's important
Right.
in my mind.
Right. I
Hmm.
totally agree. That and I
Yeah.
think that's the best answer, and more women need to hear what you just said. Because it's
Yeah,
just that simple, being cordial,
it is.
putting all that extra stuff to the side for the betterment of the child. But it just
Mhm.
seemed like a lot of people can't do that, Jennifer.
I feel like it is more common for a lot of women to want to be cordial than not. I feel like social media, and media in general, sensationalize bad habits, bad practices amongst the Black community when it comes to man and woman dynamics.
Right.
They want the general public, within our culture, to feel like we're feuding all the time.
Right.
I really don't believe that's the case. I just know too many people, men and women, that do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Not to say that I don't know any trifling ass people,
Right.
because I do.
I hear you.
I absolutely do, on both sides. But I feel like it's more sensationalized on the negative end of
Right.
things to push that agenda, opposed to showing positivity. Rather, there's a whole family, man, woman, child, together in one home, functioning, the correct way,
Right.
or a healthy way, I should say. Or maybe it's a healthy co parenting situation.
Right.
You know, I feel like we have a lot of that. We just don't get to see it.
Right. Know what, Jennifer? I think because you having your father is why you're able to speak the way that you speak. Would
Yeah,
you
I have to agree.
say that again?
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Because rarely, me myself, do I hear a woman ever said these things. I
Yeah.
read comments on social media, even though that's one of the worst places. But it's
Yes.
like you never get this side, like how you breaking it
Yeah.
down.
I'm gonna tell you, I follow this young lady. Her name is All Lips, social media, and she was raised by her father also.
Right.
And a lot of the things that she say, I can resonate with, because I have one of those old school protector, provider, high functioning, like who. That's why I'm single now. That's why I'm single now, because who's gonna measure up to that?
Right.
Not that I'm looking for somebody to measure up to all of those standards, because they are high, but it sets a precedent. It sets a value in a person, not only women. It will set value in young men as well,
Right.
when they have like a solid foundation and a solid parent, especially a father.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
You got many examples of responsible, strong, and multi-capable black men around you. How do you think those
Mhm.
positive examples can influence a separated father's commitment to
Mhm.
his children, even when faced with difficulties or disagreements with the mother? Did you get
I'm
all
gonna
that?
use myself.
Huh?
I did.
Okay.
I thought that was a great question when I read it too. I'm gonna use myself for an example. I'm gonna use myself in a direct example and an indirect
Okay.
example. So indirectly, I really don't feel like the influence of all of those positive male figures indirectly can play a big role if that person doesn't want it to.
Right.
You have to, like, I have to go back to having an open mind, open heart. Like, you have to be wanting of help.
Right.
Somebody could feed you when you're hungry, or feed you because they see that you're hungry. You may not even see that you're hungry, but you still don't want to eat. And with the direct example, that would be an example within my personal case. I was engaged. I have a small child. He's 4 years old. My engagement did not lead to marriage. We are not together anymore. My father did reach out to my ex fiance several times, recommended
Mhm.
counseling, recommended just, person to person counseling, having him have someone to talk to within
Right.
him. None of it worked. Not being biased,
Well, he didn't go,
none of it
or
worked.
you went and it didn't
He
work?
wasn't accepting of it.
Okay.
No, he wasn't accepting
Right.
of it. He didn't want to cultivate that relationship for the sake of his child, not for me,
Right.
for the sake of his son.
Okay.
Hmm.
So he wanted
Yeah.
what you consider him a deadbeat?
Nah, see, I don't like that
Right.
word,
Okay.
right? That word is
Right.
disrespectful. I honestly think he has mental health issues,
Okay.
in all honesty, because
You think or you
not to
know?
just, I have to say I think, and I'm saying I think because nothing has been diagnosed.
Okay.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't want to just put something on
Right.
somebody. But from all the information that I know personally, I feel like that's the
Okay.
case. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's not there,
He pays child support?
he does not.
Okay. And that's because you didn't try to put him on, or?
No, he's on child support, he just doesn't pay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving along.
Mm-hmm.
In a scenario where a child expresses a desire to spend more time with their father,
Mm-hmm.
but the mother has reservations, how do you believe that situation should be navigated to prioritize the child's bond with both parents, especially given the historical context you mentioned?
I feel like having a conversation with that child and giving him what he wants. In that aspect, that's a natural emotion and desire for a child to want to interact with the other parent.
Right,
So when my son says, "Mom, I want to call dad," okay, let's call dad. Mom, can you see if dad wants to come and pick me up? Okay, let's see.
right,
Let me tell you what I do to protect him, because I do have to be a shield. And a lot of single moms out there, or single fathers that are raising their children, they have to be shields sometimes. So I'll listen to the things my son say. And if it's in my power to contact his father, I will.
right.
Okay. I'll get him on the phone. I'll say, "Hey, your son wants to talk to you." Give him the phone. They chat it up. I'll get the phone back. Are you going to be able to come and pick him up? I'm having these conversations away from my child,
Right.
because I don't want him to hear any negative interaction. I don't want him to hear like a spat or anything. So I have these conversations away from my child
That's
and
really good
try to
too. That's I
arrange.
salute I
Yeah,
salute you for that. Cause some women
yeah,
don't even
that's
care.
important.
They had them conversations in front of the kid. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's important, to do that, like, very important. And let's say I already know what the outcome is. I'm not going into it saying, "Oh, he's not gonna come anyway." Even though I know that's what the outcome is gonna be, I ask anyway.
Right.
If he says, "Yeah, I'll come on this day," I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I don't tell my son, "Oh, your dad is gonna come on this
You're
day."
protecting, yeah.
My son will say, so I have to play that shield. He'll say, "Oh, is dad gonna come out?" Say, we'll see what
And
happens."
know what's crazy
If
about
he
that?
doesn't come,
Not to
yeah.
cut you off. Know what's crazy?
Oh, you're
Know what's
good.
crazy about that? You have
What's
some
that?
women who use them moments as way to show that the father doesn't keep his word to the child.
I don't
Some
like that.
women will tell the child, and then
Mm,
when he don't, they know just like you did. So
they
you
know.
choose to protect your child. But some
Yeah.
girls want to prove that he's so much of a, bad guy. They don't
Nah,
even take in consideration the child feelings.
I don't like that. I always have to take in consideration my child's feelings. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't talk negative about my child's father. I don't tell him anything negative. I tell him things, I reinforce him. Like, your dad loves you. Maybe he's just going through a rough time. Maybe you can use these things as examples of what to do when you get your children. Just show up, just be there, be responsible. But he loves you. I'll reinforce him, because when you start talking negative about the other parent in front of your child, that hurts their self esteem. They internalize that. They'll think that they're nothing too. You're talking about my daddy like he's nothing, so I must be
What
nothing.
you
So I try my hardest. I don't, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say I try my hardest. I just don't do it. I don't
What
talk
you
negative.
think for the moms who don't say nothing? Say the moms who don't bad mouth them the guy, but don't even say nothing at all. When a child asks us if I don't know. Say the child asks, and the
Hmm.
mom just constantly, I don't know, I don't know.
They need to take responsibility, because their child didn't put themselves in that situation. Shit, they probably didn't put themselves in that situation, because I know what type of woman I am. I didn't ask for the situation I am, but I'm in it. So now it's my responsibility to talk to my child. Me and my son have open dialogue all the time. I'll have a conversation with him. I don't want him to have built up feelings and emotions, even though he may anyway.
Right.
But he knows he can come to his mom and he can talk to his mom about whatever it is that he's dealing with. I'm not going to make him feel bad. I don't want him to feel like he has a bad
Right.
parent. Reason being, he's not going to be a little boy forever. He's going to grow up. He's going to become a man. He's going to remember. He's
Exactly.
going to start to
We
decipher,
remember.
what's what.
Right. Because I remember
Hmm.
all the mistakes my mom made now that I'm older and
Right,
the good.
right,
But you
right.
doing a hell of a job though. Again, I want to point
Thank
that
you. I
out
appreciate
because
that.
it's rare that I hear a woman say the things that you said. And again, more women
Yeah.
should take heed, the women that do hear this, and kind of take that approach also towards
Mhm.
the children in their life, especially the little
I
boys.
agree. Right. I agree.
Okay. What are your views on the long-term impact on children when one parent actively discourages or limits the child relationship with the other parent?
They're going to have resentment. I'm
I'm
not
going through that right
stopping.
now, but go ahead.
Yes. They'll have resentment, and it's going to be things that they have to work out as an adult, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a great believer in therapy. My dad put me in therapy when I was 16,
Oh,
you
wow.
know? Yeah.
And why was that?
So I was bad, believe it or not. Anger issues. I was always fighting, always doing something against authority. I did not like authority. I didn't like people telling me what to
He was
do.
in your life the whole life? Well, how you
Yes.
get like that?
I was just a bad child. I just didn't like authority. Let me tell you what happened one day. So we were going to therapy, and he did not tell me I had a therapy appointment. He kind of like
This your
surprised
first
me.
one.
And yeah, it was my first one. And when I got to the office, I was mad. So the therapist, her name was Dr. Lindsay. I remember her. She goes, "Well, why are you so angry today, Jennifer?" I was like, "I didn't know I was supposed to be here."
Right.
And that lady was pissed. That lady looked at my dad. She was like, "You should have told her where she was coming.
Right.
That's why she's mad, and she has a right to be mad." So through that session, she basically told my dad, "There's nothing wrong with her. She just doesn't like authority, and I don't, and I didn't."
Right.
So that's what it was. I just didn't like authority. I just was a bad little girl. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
You ever stayed back? You ever stayed back?
What you mean?
Held back in school?
Yeah, I got expelled my first freshman year.
You got
Yeah.
expelled from high school? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you were bad. You were bad. Where you from again?
We turned that around though. We turned that
Yeah,
around.
that's good. Where
Yeah.
you from again?
Yeah. Charleston, South
Charleston,
Carolina.
South Carolina. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stuff going on with some truckers in them. Well, it was North Carolina.
North
I heard a guy
Carolina. Yep.
warning people about the truckers.
Yeah. They be killing them black truckers.
What you think of that too, far as the truckers that got to work and had a families home and the kids?
Like just the truck driving industry,
Well, just
as far as
fathers in general being on the road thinking about their families with that going on.
okay, so believe it or not, I grew up with my family owning two trucking
Oh,
companies. So
wow.
I grew up in yeah, I grew up in that industry. My ex fiance was a over the road trucker.
Okay.
And our dynamics was healthy. We had it was great dynamics. Great communication.
What you mean by not dynamics?
Like we had great dynamics as far as him being inside that industry. So our communication was up to par.
Okay.
He didn't go off on long hauls, and I just didn't see him on video or didn't talk to
Right.
him for days.
Right.
No. Like we always kept constant
Right.
communication. So I feel like if it's that type of dynamics, you always keep constant communication. Maybe you can take off and go with them on the road. I feel like it's fine. It's the other side of that when they're, slinging their penis in this state, that state,
Right.
and
Right.
that state over the road while they got a family back home, and then they have a family in this state and
Starting
they
other
have a family in
families,
that
right?
state. Yeah. So that's how that is.
Right.
I know all about it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You experienced
Yeah.
that.
No, I haven't
Oh, but
experienced
you
that,
know people.
but I've heard of it.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
trucking business, I mean, the money good, but just being
Right.
on the road, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
All the
being on the road, and
driving
you have
and
to be,
yeah, I just
yeah, and
can't.
those guys have to be healthy for that. Like you can have start to develop high blood
Yeah,
pressure
because
by just sitting in that.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by just sitting,
right.
driving long hauls. You have to be healthy. You can't just be unhealthy, eating all crazy.
Right. So
Yeah.
now in the trucking business, you say, because being that you familiar with it, because I
Mhm.
was going to get my CDLs before, but decided not to.
Mhm.
But you're saying now that people don't have to go on the long drives or
Yeah, you can do local trucking. It just depends on your area. If they have loads that you can carry doing local drives,
right,
and maybe you can just go over to the next city. You don't have to go, say, from I'm in Charleston to California, but people do it.
right.
Hmm.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
we approached our time. Is there anything
Yeah.
else you want to say? Anything you want to promote or tell the people
Well,
about yourself before we go?
the only thing I would like to say is I would encourage more women to get your emotions off your shoulder. Try to be a grown woman about the situation. If you were in a relationship that didn't work out, that's just what it is, a relationship that didn't work out. If a child was produced out of that relationship and you have a healthy a healthy parent that wants to be there, just let the parent be there.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. Well,
Yeah, that's all.
that's what's up, and that's a good take right
Mhm.
there. And ladies,
Yes, sir.
y'all should take heed to that because that's very
Yeah,
important.
it's
I
important.
feel as
You don't
though
want to damage your child.
exactly. Well, that's it for the episode of
Yes, sir.
Unapologetically Him. I like to thank
Mhm.
Jennifer V for doing this interview. You
Mhm.
said a lot of things that I think are very important and a lot of women in our community need to hear. And
Right.
hopefully we could do this again. We could do this
Yes,
again.
sir. Just let me know.
Sounds
Let
good?
me know. All right.
All right. Well, I like to thank you and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.